video of 2018. I want to wish all of my subscribers and anybody who's watching my channel for the first time a beautiful, happy new year. My holiday season was packed full of craziness and it was a ton of fun and I had a really good time. But I'm super excited to be back in my studio and editing videos for all of you guys. First, I want to thank everybody who participated in my holiday giveaway for the limited edition embellished print of Valerian. The winner of that was Oviolia, and I can't think of a better person to have won. Honestly, I was super excited when I pulled her out of my hat. She has been one of the most enthusiastic supporters of my art since the very beginning on Instagram. So she's been following along forever, comments and loves everything I do, and I'm just super thrilled to be sending that out to her sometime this week. And for those of you who did not win, I still want to thank you so much for participating. It really means a lot, and hopefully you'll stick around and maybe the next giveaway will be the one for you. Real quick before we get into the topic of this video, which would be the 2017 recap, I first want to give you a little information about my thought process behind this painting. And I don't always like to do that, but for this one I want to. It's called The Gorgeous Death, and I know that's a little morbid, but the concept behind it is this is really my ode to autumn and the personification of the autumn spirit. And when you think about autumn, it's really the human celebration of the leaves changing color, falling to the ground, and dying. So there is definitely a death aspect to autumn. I also wanted to do this with how ornate it is. I wanted to play upon the jewel tones of autumn and all that. And the reason I'm so obsessed with autumn is because I was raised in Miami, and this is my first time living in a place that has changing leaves. So I was completely inspired by that and wanted to make sure I marked this moment and marked this season with a painting to commemorate the gorgeous death that is autumn. So for this video, I thought it would be nice to do a 2017 recap, which I think is important for people to do, and I'm going to tell you exactly why I formatted it this way. When we are living our lives, it can often feel very stagnant and that we're not really progressing enough. And anyone who's like me, progression is, you have to be progressing or you're feeling like you're being left behind. And that's the kind of person I am. And especially doing oil painting, where it takes so long for just one layer to dry, it can feel like you're not really moving. So I switched from acrylic to oils this year, and with acrylic, everything's kind of instantaneous, instant gratification. And with oils, not so much. So I decided to kind of do this recap because when I sit down and look at everything that I have actually accomplished this year, it's quite a lot. It's substantial, and I want to share it with you guys because you can do so much in a year, and even if it feels like you're not, if you've got a goal and you are constantly and consistently working toward that goal, eventually you start seeing these big moves and these leaps and bounds beyond where you started. So I'm going to take a minute and go through that. So in January of 2017, I decided that I was going to buy my grandparents' vacation home in another state and move and leave my life behind of living in Miami for 27 years at the time and pick up and go somewhere where I didn't really know anyone, and it was just me and my boyfriend, and just decided to do it. And by March, we closed the deal, and I left. I left Miami, I left my nice cushy job in Miami, and all of my friends and family, and I spent the entire month of April moving. It took 2 trips from Miami to to bring all of my stuff up, and my boyfriend is from Northern California. So it took a full 3 weeks to fly to California, pack up all of his stuff over the course of 10 days, sell off what we couldn't, and drive it across the country from California to Georgia, from West Coast to East Coast. So then I started my new job in my new home in May, and spent most of the month of May setting up my studio and kind of planning out what it is I wanted to accomplish. And then in June, I started really hitting hard, starting with oil painting and coming up with new, really focusing on making my paintings and building my portfolio and focusing on my YouTube channel and being more consistent and focusing on that, because that was what was important to me. And then in July and August, I decided to build a website. And I spent those 2 months working with an amazing website designer. If you guys need, it's Carlos Arana from the Spigot Design. He's absolutely wonderful, so easy to work with, just does everything you ask and has amazing input and teaches you things that you didn't know you needed to know if you're going to run your own website. So he was amazing to work with over the 2 months of building my website. He's still wonderful. If I've got a question, he's always available and more than happy to help. He's just been a doll. And then in September, I launched my website. And then in October, I reached my 100 subscribers so that I could claim my custom URL on YouTube, which was a huge goal that I had been working towards. And I finally made it once I switched to oils and kind of was better at focusing and getting stuff out. And also in October, I applied to an art gallery in North Carolina, in Asheville, North Carolina, and was accepted and was invited to display my art on their walls. So that was really exciting, from, moving here and in May to a few months later in October, already being accepted into a gallery. I had that goal that by the time I was 30, I wanted to be in an art gallery, and I hit that goal within a few months. So it really, really is exciting to look back and see all that I've accomplished this year. So in November, I did my installation at Zapow Gallery in Asheville, North Carolina, which was super exciting. And then in December, I started making my first sales on my website for the holidays, which was really exciting. It's just such a milestone when you take all this time to build a website and build your platform, and then finally somebody purchases. And it was, just such a good feeling. So in the past, I started really working on my portfolio in June. So in 6 months, I created 8 oil paintings to add to my portfolio while working full time and moving to a new place and setting up my new home and all these other things that were happening in my life. But I always made time to work on my art. It might not be as much time as I wanted, but I always did it, and it has paid off. Now when I sit here and I look at my recap, I am just tickled. I'm completely tickled, because it felt at the time that, everything was moving so slowly, but I kept at it, and I'm still going to keep at it. And 2018 is just going to be a great year. So the whole point of doing the recap is that I want other people to know that when you really do sit down and have a long-term goal and focus on it and think about it daily, even if you don't actually sit down and work on it daily, but you have your brain on it daily, then things happen. Things are bound to happen for you once you sit down and focus and put all your energy into this specific thing. And I hope that by sharing this, I inspire others to also sit down and really focus on their dreams, because I'm not there yet. I have bigger goals and things that I'm working towards, but it's so nice to just sit there and go okay, I have made all these steps, all this progress to reaching and attaining that goal. So hopefully I will continue to do this and be able to share these things with you. And hopefully you in your life will also focus on your goals, focus on your dreams, and really sit down and work on making them happen. And I don't want to get too mushy or too cliche or too hackneyed. But 2017 was a tough year, but it was a great year. It was such a great year. And I'm super excited for the year to come. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you're interested in prints of the Gorgeous Death, they will be available on my website, and I'm planning on releasing limited edition prints that are embellished. So go ahead, like, subscribe. In the comments below, I'd love to hear any of your feelings about 2017 or your 2018 goals. And please let me know what you guys would like to see from me in 2018. Tutorials, more time lapses. Do you want me to stop talking to you? No more voiceovers? You just let me know. Alright guys, thank you so much and Happy New Year. Bye!